Good evening. I'm Willie James. I'm talking to you tonight from the book of St. John chapter 10 verse 10. Jesus speaking. In the midst of the verse, he said to the disciples, I am come that they may have life and that they may have it more abundantly. Abundance to me means, Jesus suggests, that those who believe in him should have an oversupply of the good life, quality of life. Quality means that it's as close to perfection as possible. When something is of good quality, it means it's of good substance. It should be long-lasting. It should be free from malware, free from defects as much as possible. It should be of sound quality, soundness. It has endurance. It can stand up to test. My question is, if so much black people believe in Jesus, where is the abundance of life for the black people? I mean, many white folks who don't even go to church like us seems to be doing much better than us. Their children seems to be doing much better than us. We seem to be at the bottom of the social ladder. We have the most high school dropouts, especially among our black young men. We have the most teenage pregnancy amongst our black young ladies. We have the most broken up families. We have the highest rate of socially contracted diseases, talking about gonorrhea, talking about syphilis, talking about chlamydia, talking about AIDS, HIV, which is ravaging the black community, only that we still don't hear about it. So where is the abundant life for the black people? Though we tend to go to church more than anybody else, we seem to cannot keep our young black people in church. When they are between 1 and 12, they go joyfully and participate quite well upon the instruction of their parents whom they follow to church. But as soon as they can get away from parental control, many of them seem to forget about the church, forget about God. We ought to ask ourselves why. We ought to review what we have been doing and see where we can improve, what we have been doing that we shouldn't be doing, and what we have not been doing that we should be doing. In our homes first, to make sure that our young people understand how important it is to follow rules and regulations, starting with to be submissive to their parents, who they are dependent on for food, for shelter, for clothes, for protection, and for guidance. We need to take a look at what we've been doing and see where we can correct and see if we can improve on family relations, right? And our gospel, how we present it, is it relevant to our youth today? We need to do that, from parents to school to churches, right? Especially the churches, I would say. I'm not undermining the importance of the family relationships, but I think we could do a lot more than just promising them that they're going to get to heaven if they obey all the laws and the rules. We need to help them to navigate the difficult circumstances under which they live here on the earth, in their communities, at school, whatsoever. We need to have quality time with our young people. We need to talk with them. We need to reason to them and get rid of the brute force mentality where we curse them out and hit them with our fists and with brooms and sticks and belts and talk with them. Jesus set the example in Isaiah chapter 1 verse 18, where God says, come, let us reason together. Let us reason together. He says, though your sins be as scarlet, they shall be as white as snow. Though they be red like crimson, they shall be as a pure wool. So it should be reasoning, black people, not brute force that we've been taught through slavery and the colonial master, that we can suppress people by mere brute force. That only breeds rebellion. That only breeds resentment and hatred. And that's what we need to show more love and understanding and patience and kindness. Help our young people to understand future outcome. Not just what they do today, but how will it affect them in the future. When I look at some of the social ills in the society, we have right now over 2 million people in jail in the United States. And the latest stat says 1 million of them are blacks. There is a problem with that. Only we can change that. It's not in the interest of the people who own the jail, whether they are black, white, red, or yellow, that we behave ourselves. I used to work in the jail, and I used to hear the people who work in the jail, most of them white people, say, as long as we blacks are around, they're going to have job security because we'll be coming in. And it's true, folks. I was working on one cell block one day, and I decided to count how many blacks are in there. And out of a cell block of 80, there was about inmates. There was about 60 blacks in that one cell block, friend. I'm telling you. And this is disturbing. Another cell block had 18 inmates, and out of the 18, 14 were blacks. I'm going to tell you, black young men, you are to learn to obey rules and regulations, starting from your homes. This will help you to submit yourselves to the wider society when you go out there. And don't think you can be smart and you can outsmart the police. You don't need guns. If the moment you own an illegal gun, you are one step away from jail or one step away from the grave, because the devil is going to tell you to use it. And you're going to take some risky behavior that you normally wouldn't take if you didn't have a gun. A gun gives you a false sense of superiority and a false sense of security, which is not for real. So stay away from guns. You don't need one. And if you have friends who have them, you don't need to be their friends either. Stay away from drugs. The only people who love that you're addict are your dealers and those who are in the drugs business, whether they are doctors, pharmacists, or whoever who sell these substances. That's how they make their money. So they like to keep you addicted, because they know as soon as you get the money, you have to hand it over to them. And if you don't have it, you steal it or you prostitute your body to get it. Whichever way, you are being sucked into the system. You're being destroyed, and your destiny is determined by somebody else. So I'm pleading to you, my black brothers and sisters, please don't try to know what it feels like to try benzos or Percocet or heroin or crack cocaine, because they're called dangerous, because they're dangerous. They hook you, they destroy your life, they take away your dignity, they take away your soul, and you end up at the end of a rope because you have lost hope, because you've been strung out on dope. So please, my young brothers and sisters, I'm begging you, don't try it. Don't try. Don't try to find out what it is. Try to deal with life's ups and downs like anybody else. That's a part of life. And trust in God. Okay? The other thing is, please, stay in school. The surest way to navigate earth is by having a good education, that you can make educated choices, and that you can present yourself as good for something. You can get a better paying job. You can reason out things for yourself, and nobody can turn you around and turn you into a fool. So I'm begging you, my black brothers and sisters, persevere, stay in school, stay humble, get a good education. Don't look at the time, because whether you use it yes or no, time is going. So try get a college education at least, and fulfill your God-given right. Your life is not just yours to abuse and use, but it's a gift that you should use by serving others. Your life should be a life of service, and then you will find happiness and joy and a reason to live, and live long and live good, because you are serving somebody else, and that's what brings true satisfaction to you, my dear brothers and sisters. So I was telling you before that in the jails in the United States, there are 2 million people in jail in the United States, with 1 million of them being black people. I'm telling you, right? In the states with the highest concentration of blacks are in Connecticut, where I live. We have in Iowa, Vermont, New Jersey, and Wisconsin. So you guys over there, be careful of what you do, right? They said the national incarceration rate for whites is 412 per 100,000 and 2,299 for African Americans. You see the disparity there, friends? Only we can change it. It's not in the interest of those who own the jails. A matter of fact, they said if current trends continue, listen to this. It says here, the exponential increase in the use of incarceration has had modest success at best in producing public safety, while contributing to family disruption and the weakening of informal social control in many African American communities. Overall, data from the Bureau of Justice stats document that 1 in 6 black men had been incarcerated as of 2001. 1 in 6 of us. To every 6 black men since 2001 in the United States, 1 have ended in jail. Friends, we can't stop it. The police gain their stripes by arresting us. The lawyers get promotion by arresting us. The judges get promotion by our bad behavior, by arresting us. The people in the Department of Corruption, did I say Department of Corruption? Oh, Department of Correction. They all strive on us. We are the fuel that drives the engine of this unjust system. And because of our behavior, or because of our unjust treatment, they can build more jails because they predict. Listen to what they say. They say, if current trends continue, 1 in 3 black males born today can expect to spend some time in prison during their lifetime. So based upon this, they can project how much jails they're going to need. Because to every black baby born, they can say, okay, to 1 out of every 3, they say every 3rd one, this is going to be a prisoner. We're going to have him in jail. We're going to have him right where I want him. When we do that, we disenfranchise ourselves. We can't vote. We can't get a good job. We can't get a good college education. Nobody wants you. So they make sure they have you where you want you. So in order for you to survive now, you have to resort to a life of crime. A life of crime by stealing, doing drugs, or whatever, just to survive. Friends, we don't need that. I'm begging you, my black brothers and sisters. Only you can change this thing. Nobody else can for us. It's not in the interest of the white people, the Jewish people, or whoever they are who control the criminal justice system for us to change. They like to have us right where we are, doing drugs, prostituting ourselves, stealing, dropping out of school, and behaving bad, so that way they can lock us up, control our lives, control our families, and we'll never come to anything as long as we continue like this. Only we can do it. And so I'm begging you, my friends, on a one-to-one basis, encourage each other. Don't condemn each other. And don't compromise with wrongdoing either. We must do better than what we're doing. Look at what it does to our society. Too many children, black children, growing up without fathers, single parents home. Then, because of that, you have infidelity and disease pass on from one to the other. Right? We have our young ladies can't get a good man to marry who is educated and so forth because they are in jail. So I'm begging you, the consequences are grave. So we need to begin to look at cause, effect, and what we can do to stop this thing. It is our responsibility to do whatever we can to help our black brothers and sisters, our young people. Be a mentor to them, friend. Resist the temptation. Challenge God, because He says if we believe in Him, we shall have a more abundant life. We need this. God bless you. Take care until I hear from you. Until next time. This is Willie J. God bless you. Enjoy the abundant life.